Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is gonna be a pretty blah vlog, or maybe not. Maybe you'll find it interesting. But today what we're gonna do, we're gonna run some errands. I have to go to the supermarket really quick to get some stuff because we're gonna be cooking together today. I had done one in the past, a video where I was cooking and whatnot, but it didn't really turn out. I don't know. I don't know what happened with the footage. So I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna get some things from the supermarket. I have to return something in Target, so I don't know. Let's see how that goes. And I want to go pick up a plant. I don't know if you know or if you've noticed, but I'm really like getting into plants, and I have a total of I want to say 3 plants, but I want another plant. This is the plant that I want. I've gifted to like 3 different people. I gave one to my cousin, I gave one to my grandmother, and I gave one to a friend of mine, and it's called the ZZ plant. So I'm gonna see if I can pick one up. I should probably call before I go because the place where I have to go is in the city, and I kind of don't feel like going all the way over there and then finding out that they don't have any. But just in case you don't know, I'll show you. I have a regular spider plant. This one's pretty good. The maintenance on this is pretty low maintenance. I water it about twice a week, and I've had it for about two to 3 years. I recently got this one. I forgot what this one is called, but it was really inexpensive. I think I paid $10 for this one, and it requires really low light exposure, so I usually have it here. Yeah, it requires really low light exposure, so that's okay. And then over here I have, I just have my bamboos. Don't mind my desk, it's really messy. My bamboo plant, which I've had that for about 4 years. So I have a couple of plants, but I want a ZZ plant, and I've gifted these plants to everyone, but I want one for myself. So I'm gonna see if I can pick one of those up. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be today's vlog. That's gonna be what we're doing today. We're probably gonna chit chat some. Alright guys, so we're gone. If you're wondering why the hell do I have this sweatsuit on, I don't know. I kind of put it on this morning and it was okay at home, and I went outside and it's not as cool as I thought it was. But I mean, I just had the air conditioner on in the car, so it's fine. And I'll probably end up taking it off before I get out of the car. I'll take it off. Today my plans were not supposed to be this. Like, I had a day planned and it didn't go according, which is okay. Basically what happened was I looked at my bank account and I was like, you ain't got no business going to do the laundry list of things that you're trying to do today. So it's gonna be really low key. Yesterday I went out to dinner with a friend. I just caught up with him, and we were supposed to go out to a club in Queens called Friends. And I was so hyped because I told him that I had been trying to go out, like I wanted to go out for some time clubbing here in the city. The last time I went was when I was in Boston, and we were supposed to go out, but he got like a booty call and basically ditched me. But whatever, it's neither here nor there. So then today I was supposed to go to the beach with my friend Toya, who, you know, we had talked about earlier going to the beach today. And then I think we had planned to go out to the club tonight, but I'm staying home. I'm gonna chill out and just take it easy because I've been spending too much money, which I need not to be. But it's a beautiful day today. You know, I hope everyone who went out enjoys it, but I'm trying to stay in once I'm a little bit more good money. Then, you know what I'm saying, then I'll go. But I was really hyped to go to the club because I've been wanting to go, you know, clubbing, and I think I talked about this briefly, you know, I think I'm gonna make a specific video on it. Oh my god, there's so many people in the park tonight. There's like people all over the place. I just need gay friends. You know, I have like I have 2 gay friends, 2 right now, who I consider, you know, friends. I have one, his name is Leo, he lives in Queens, and we don't hang out often. It's just the way our lives are set up. And then I have another friend who I speak to often, and his name is Alejandro, but he lives in DC, so I rarely see him. But I need more friends in the city, but it is just so difficult, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of want that friendship, like Noah's Ark type friends. Like, I want a group of good guy friends, you know? Like, I want a group of friends like from Noah's Ark, you know, like just like a good group of male gay friends. And it's not that, you know, like Leo's a great friend, and so is Alejandro, even though you're like 7 states away. I don't know if it's 7, but whatever, you're a couple states away. I want like a better group of friends. Whoa. No, I want a larger group of gay friends. And like, I've gone to certain lengths to sort of try to get that, and I'll explain it in maybe in a different video, whatever. When I was younger, like years ago in my teenage years, I had a group of gay friends, and it was pretty cool. But then like everyone started to sort of like date, and then it just kind of all just went to shit. Like, and I'm just gonna use real names because we're like much older. This was, I can't even remember, 10 years plus like ago, so we should be fine. So Leo and I, that's how far back Leo and I go. I met Leo when I was 15, and I'm much older than that now. I was friends with Leo first, and I was also friends with a guy named Ralphie who I had briefly dated. Why are you driving so slow? I was also friends with, right, was I dating him at the time? There was another guy who I was dating. My goodness. People drive so slow, and I don't understand. It's like, don't you understand? The slower you drive, the more prone to accident you're about to cause. Like, I don't get it. Anyway, so I was friends with Ralphie, and I don't know if we were still dating at the time. I don't think so. But I had dated a guy named Derek, and we sort of like came together and like was like a, you know, like kind of like friends type stuff. But we were really young at that time. And then for some reason, like, I sort of encouraged Leo to date Ralphie. I was no longer dating Derek. And then somehow Derek and Ralphie started dating, and they went on to like have a full-fledged relationship. Like when I say full-fledged, I don't mean like they was living together. Like, you know, they were an item at that time. And Leo was not happy about that. Like, he was not happy about that. And shout out to Derek. I saw him like maybe a year ago downtown, the Village. I don't know if he's watching. I highly doubt it. With that said, the group just went awry, just split apart. So we were not cool. Anyway, I called the Urban Garden Center, which is where I go to get my plants, and they have these plants in stock. They have 6-inch and 10 inches, but it's in the city. And I know that there's this florist that I've been to here in the Bronx. It's close to the supermarket where I'm gonna go. So I want to stop there first and see if they have any plants. And I'm hoping that they're not that expensive, because sometimes mom and pop shops tend to be more expensive than like larger plant store. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but we stay home, we're chilling in, we got wine at home, we're gonna chill and relax at home. Bummer, they didn't have the whoops, I'm not Jay-Z. Oh, hold on, I've seen this guy. Absolutely. Oh. It's so funny when you see someone in person just like randomly walking in the street. that you've seen like on Grindr and stuff, and you're like, I was right. Stay away. Anyway, I'm gonna block that person on Grindr. They didn't have the plant, so I'm gonna have to go into the city, and I'm dreading it. So I'm just hoping. Okay, this is gonna be the test. If I look at my app and there's traffic, I'm not going. So let me just go onto the supermarket now, and get my stuff, and then head to the city, if and only if there is no traffic. Golden mango. All these avocados. I'm gonna pick one up for my mom. My favorite. So I just finished at the supermarket. Now where do I have to go? Oh, so I decided I'm not gonna go to the city to get this the plant. I'm going to the city tomorrow anyway to go to my mother's house. I might as well get it then. It doesn't make any sense to go into the city today just for that when I'm going to the city tomorrow. So I'll get that tomorrow. I just finished at Dollar Tree, and let me tell you something. I literally just had like an excursion at Dollar Tree. Let me just get home because it's close to 6 o'clock now, and I want to make dinner because I'm getting hungry. Back again in my gourmet kitchen. I wish it was gourmet. Definitely not gourmet. And tonight for dinner is Mexican night. I have Ortega brand whole wheat tortillas. My plan is to make almost like a rice bowl. So it's gonna have yellow rice, which I'm going to use parboiled rice from Carolina to make the rice. I'm gonna make black beans, which I already have. I know a lot of people are probably going to die when I show you that I'm gonna be eating canned beans. I don't care. Unless you want to spend 3 hours softening the beans, you can do that. I'm not doing that. I have scallion as well, fresh scallion that I picked up at the supermarket, that I'm going to be putting in my rice because I like to have my yellow rice with scallion. Oh, and of course, I have chicken, which I had already seasoned. I have a habit of doing this. I'll buy like a family pack of chicken or beef, whatever it may be, and then I will season it, marinate it, and I will store it in the refrigerator, freeze it. That way when it's ready for me to use, like let's say for example I want to make whatever today, chicken parm, I just pull it out and it's already seasoned and ready to go. I just have to prep it. So first things first, we're gonna work on the rice because that is usually what takes the longest to make. You want to use, at least for me, I'm sorry, I grew up in a Latino household. We use calderos. Some people have different size calderos. I have 3 different sizes, and I use them all. So I'm gonna be using a medium size caldero. Looks like this, okay, for the rice, because I'm not gonna make that much rice. And for my chicken, which is already pre-seasoned, the only thing that I am going to add to it is taco seasoning. Let me show you what it looks like. Ooh. Same Ortega brand as well. So it's just taco seasoning. I just go ahead and sprinkle that on there, and I just grill it on a pan. And then of course the smallest little baby caldero that I have, which I'm gonna be using for the beans. So as you can see, I'm going ahead and I've got the, let me bring this closer. So I'm warming up the pot. That's always very important. You don't want to pour the oil in here, and I mean you can, but it's not the process. You want this to be nice and hot, nothing, no water, nothing in there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put some oil. Spanish household, you typically use mazola corn oil, and it is cholesterol free, people. Okay, we're not dying no more. We tend to cook very unhealthy. So now that the oil is in there, okay, the next thing we're gonna do is let that heat up a bit, and we're gonna put in here the sofrito. So I have the stove on the power burner, so it cooks. It's gonna heat up really fast. So as soon as I pour the oil in, I bring it down to a low. Okay, so just put that there. Now I've got my homemade sofrito here. This sofrito for some reason turns out to be a little bit more greenish than reddish like I like it, which is really annoying, but okay, what are we gonna do? It is what it is. So I like to stir my sofrito, because if you look closely, the sofrito kind of separates. The actual like liquid tends to go down to the bottom, while the rest of the actual vegetables, which looks like that, comes up to the top. Comes up to the top. So I like to stir it before I go ahead and put it in to the pot. And you want to grab a nice spoonful, okay, and put it in. It is going to pop. Eventually it stops popping, but again, when you're Latino, you just have to get used to cooking with the popping and the hot oil and the possibility that you're probably gonna get burned. It's occupational hazard, honey, okay? Get into it. So we've got this going now. Again, this is at low temperature, and that's only because I'm using a power burner. So once that's going, I like to go ahead and add the water. Now, I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't measure at all. I don't know what the measurement is, the technical measurement, how much water to a cup of rice. I'm Spanish. We don't tend to measure when we're cooking. We've just done it so many times, trial and error, that we know how much by looking at it. So now that we're back live, okay, I put salt in here. Now I'm gonna add 1 packet of sazon Goya. Now these packets come in different colors based on what they do. So this will give the rice seasoning flavor in addition to a yellowish color. There are others that look like, do I have any? As opposed to being a yellow top, they are an orange top here. Really, I don't have any left. I'm running low. Okay, I really don't have any left. So you add one of these as well to the packet. Now, if I were to be making rice with beans, gandules inside, I would use the orange pack to give it the more yellowish look. And so that will make your rice look, whoa, why did that burn? That will make your rice, or the water, look this color. It looks orange, but it's gonna turn out yellow. And when you're making the orangey type, like orangey reddish type of rice, the water looks red. And again, with the parboiled rice, you don't have to wash or rinse the rice off of the starch because it's already parboiled. So now that the rice is, the water of the rice is coming to a boil, we can go ahead and add the rice. Again, I don't measure, I don't know, I just pour. Okay? So we're gonna pour. That's what we're doing. Let's look. We're pouring. I like to pour so I can see water or rice at the tip of the water. So as soon as I start to see this here, I'm like, okay, I need to start making sure that I don't pour more rice than the pot will be able to handle. So I stir, I say, I could add more rice, and I will go ahead and add more rice. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray. I'm gonna come over here with my chicken and some tongs and throw it in here. I'll try to zoom in a bit. So the rice is going. I'm going to be out of frame, but that's okay. You can still hear me. I wonder how many pieces of chicken do I have here. I think I have like 2 to 3 pieces of chicken. And I'm just going to go ahead and just lay it out right here. And you want to start to hear that sizzle. If you don't hear that sizzle or a lot of sizzle, bring that fire up, which is what I just did. I want to hear more of a louder sizzle. I will go ahead and also throw in there the taco seasoning mix. Just right over that. And you can go ahead and be generous with this. This doesn't like the seasoning is not really salty. You know how sometimes when you add too much of an item that is high in sodium, it throws off the taste of the chicken completely. And maybe it's the one that I got, but it's not really high in sodium, so it doesn't taste like too salty if you add a lot. And I like to be generous because I like that flavor of the taco seasoning to come through in my food. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over, not because it's done, but because I want the chicken to get the to cook the seasoning. If you look closely, the rice is now the rice has pretty much evaporated in terms of the water. So you want to let it evaporate. I like to let it evaporate a little more because I do not like, ooh, it's hot. I do not like my rice to be mushy. I like my rice to be grainy. So one of the techniques that I also learned growing up in a Latino household, I don't know why, just was, before you put the lid on your pan, on your rice, you want to put it into the shape of a mountain. I don't know why, honestly. I just do it because that's how I learned, and that's what I normally do. Sometimes, if you don't have a lot of rice, it's not really easy to make it into the shape of like a mountain. Sometimes it is, so I'll show you how I'm sort of creating that mountain shape. I just grab the edges and try to dab on it and bring it up so that the middle of the pot is at a higher angle than the rest. You want to put your aluminum foil to trap the moisture and really cook the rice down. You want to seal it tight, and you want to bring in the aluminum towards the sides to really lock in that moisture, which is what's really going to cook down your rice. Failure to do this step can really be catastrophic. Your rice can, if you are not really, especially if you're new at this, if your rice doesn't have enough water or it didn't cook thoroughly, because it didn't have enough water by the time all the water evaporated, and you don't put that aluminum foil, or the getaway way is by putting a plastic bag, the pot is not going to retain the moisture. It's not going to lock it in to cook the rice thoroughly. So get your aluminum foil, folks. And so last but not least, now I'm going to get started with the beans. The beans is a similar process to the rice, except that the water is added after you add the beans to the pot. So let's get started with that. I'm gonna bring the camera to the other side to give you a better angle. So now the beans I'm gonna make in this small pot because it's just beans. I'm only gonna make one kind of beans. Pretty good. See how it has this nice, almost like a thick marinade to it? That's what I like. That's what I like to see. Now, we've got the oil in here. It's been in there for quite some time on low heat. So again, I'm going to stir a bit, bring in a spoonful or two, and then once again, it's going to pop. This is what it is. Let it cook a little bit. You want to stir it because otherwise it's going to burn. And the way that you know that it's burning is not by the flavor, but by the actual color of the sofrito. It starts to get these black flakes, and you don't want black flakes in your food because they're gonna look like, what the hell is that? So you definitely want to stir it right away. I use the white envelope of Sazón because this has no coloring, just flavor. And then you just go ahead and pour the beans in there. And we're gonna let that cook. I like to cover it a bit. You bring it down to a 2. That's a hot burner. And that pretty much concludes the prepping of the food. I'm gonna show you everything once it's all completed. I'm going to go ahead and chop up the avocado and the scallion, which I'm going to add to the rice once the rice is cooked. I'm going to chop it up, add it, stir it all together, and then cover it to let it get a little bit more of that flavor, that oniony flavor that I like. We finished cooking everything, and I cleaned up, and now this is the finished product. Bam! So I decided to omit the cheese and the corn. I really didn't. I was just lazy. I'm gonna be honest. I was lazy. So we've got the black beans. We've got the grilled chicken with taco seasoning and the avocado slices over it, and the yellow rice with cilantro. Yes, I have a lot more rice on the plate than anything else, but I am Dominican and I don't care. That's what we do. With all that being said, everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel today. Subscribe. Please do not forget to subscribe. If you like the content that I put up, don't forget to comment. Hit the like button, hit the notification button if you want the notifications whenever I post a video. And thank you so much for tuning in.